Welcome back to the channel. I'm Colin, and this will be a video on my impressions of the iBasso AMP17 amplifier card for the DX300 series of players. I've had this card for a week now. Unlike the AMP16 and 15, the AMP17 will work on other DX300 series players, including the DX300 and DX320, but the external DC input to activate super gain will only work on the DX340. So this is the drop-down menu when the AMP17 is installed. You can choose your amp and DAC gain, but you don't get to toggle between line out and phone out, as there is a dedicated line out port on the AMP17. So what's special about the AMP17 is that it uses gallium nitride transistors in the card. What it does is improves efficiency, power delivery, and transient response. I'm not going to pretend that I know the theory behind this, so if you want to know more about the reason and theory behind using gallium nitride transistors, visit iBasso's website. What matters more to me is the features of the AMP17. Other than the fact that it's usable on all DX300 series devices, another thing that you'll notice is that the AMP17 has two balanced out ports. One is for line out, and the other is for phone out. Unlike the AMP15, that uses the same port for line out and phone out, the AMP17 has a dedicated port. Another advantage the AMP17 has is that it has a higher output voltage for the line out output, 3 volts for balanced output. Still not the standard 4 volts, but better than 2 volts from the AMP15. This might be useful for users that will connect the DX340 to an external speaker or headphone amplifier. Okay, now let's compare to the AMP15 first, the stock card that comes with the DX340. The first thing I noticed is that the AMP17 sounded louder than 15. Using the DX340 on medium gain with the Kiwi Ear Septet, I had the volume at 50 steps on the 15, and I was able to achieve a similar sound pressure at 43 on the AMP17. In my DX340 review, I mentioned that the AMP15 sounded really detailed in a relatively relaxed way, with long and sustained decay and transients. Swapping to the AMP17, I immediately heard that the treble sounds quicker and has a little more clarity than the AMP15. Overall response sounded snappier and quicker. The decay and attack also sounded quicker than the stock 15 card. The background was also darker due to the quicker transients on the AMP17. The bass sounded tighter to my ears, but not really a huge difference in that compartment. However, the soundstage seemed slightly wider on the 15, but the 17 had more precision and a little better imaging. All in all, the sound signature and the tonality of the AMP15 and AMP17 is extremely similar. The AMP17 felt like a small refinement over the AMP15, with a little bit more precision and resolution. Now let's talk about the AMP16, the tube amplification card. Due to how similar the AMP15 sounds compared to the AMP17, what I said in my review comparing the AMP16 and AMP15 is also true when you compare the AMP17 to the AMP16. So please check out that video if you're interested. I've linked it in the description below. I don't want to be repeating myself too much in this video. But basically, the AMP16 has a much different sound signature when compared to the 15 and 17. It sounds much more exciting and dynamic, with harder hitting bass and a more upfront sound, sacrificing a bit of layering, resolution, and soundstage width in the way. In summary, I would say the AMP15 and 17 sounds just about 10% different, and the AMP16 and AMP17 sounds 20 to 25% different if I had to represent the differences with numbers. So my suggestion for DX340 users is that if you like the sound of the stock AMP15 card and want a similar signature with more refinement, get the AMP17. Or if you find AMP15 card a bit dull and flat for your liking, get the AMP16. Unfortunately, if you're using older cards, I couldn't compare them for you as I don't have them. But hopefully this video can help DX340 users that are deciding on getting a different amp card. So this is the end of the comparison. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you for watching.